Hey there guys, how's it going? So, I just want to do a quick post-fight review for the Errol Spence Shawn Porter fight that just got done, man. Man, I'm pissed off. I really am. Shawn Porter should have won this fight. He really should have. I'm just gonna come out and say it. And you know, I've been ranting on here for so long about how referees really need to be held accountable for the decisions they make inside that ring, because I'm sick and tired of seeing fighters get away with low blows and headbutts and elbows and rough tactics and, literally win fights on illegal tactics. The amount of flipping low blows that Errol Spence Jr. gets away with in fights is flipping disgusting. It really is, man. It really is horrible. I completely lost count of the amount of times that he would just flat out target the belt line against Shawn Porter, and it was as if Shawn Porter's, come forward aggression and pressure was it was so effective on Errol Spence, to the point where the only way Errol Spence could slow him down was to target the balls. I mean, Errol Spence was fighting like Andre Ward in there. He really was, and I mean, it was a split decision, but that scorecard of 116-111 to Errol Spence, I really don't see how that's feasible. How you could have Errol Spence winning the fight when the most effective punches he was throwing were low blows. Yes, he scored a knockdown in the 11th round, but I mean, if you put that knockdown aside, he was clearly losing that round. If you take the knockdown out of the equation, I mean, Shawn Porter was clearly the boss in there. He was pushing Errol Spence around. He was making it rough. He was physically the stronger man. He was, as far as I'm concerned, he looked to be the busier guy in there who was working harder. I just felt that Errol Spence was, looking for, like I said, illegal tactics. He was throwing a lot of low blows, lots of legitimate body shots too, but again, he should have been warned for the low blows. He should have had points deducted. He was using his forearms. He was, hitting behind the ear, behind the head, and it was just, again, I'm sick of this shit. I really am. Errol Spence Jr. is very overrated as a fighter. I have praised him in the past. I mean, when I did my review for his fight against Leonard Bundu and his fight against Chris Algieri, I thought those were good performances. But in recent years, man, I think Errol Spence has lived off his natural advantages. His natural advantages of being a bigger guy and being a bigger puncher and stuff like that. He did show some good boxing skills against Garcia, and I did give him props for that. I gave him credit, but in this fight, to me, he was completely taken out of his comfort zone, and I thought that Shawn Porter should have won the fight. I thought Shawn Porter was really hard done by two other judges, and yeah, it's just a real shame, because Shawn Porter's a guy who's worked really hard and who's really performed well at world level, but he hasn't really been lucky with the decisions. I mean, he was unlucky not to get the decision against Keith Thurman. I thought he won that fight, in my opinion. I thought he clearly beat Keith Thurman personally, but yeah, it's just he seems to be put on the back burner. He seems to have been swept aside by the PBC, and it's like the PBC wants to sweep him aside to make Errol Spence their star. And clearly Errol Spence, we all knew going into the fight, was going to be the guy who PBC were going to support. So it is what it is. Predictable outcome, controversial win for Errol Spence. Thought that Shawn Porter won the fight. It is what it is. I'll probably watch the fight again at some point, maybe not. Let me know what you guys think. This is just a quick one, guys. It's really early in the morning here and I want to go to bed. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys, and God bless.